It's just a group choice option this week. Before we dig in, and while I'm talking, think about things that are important to you right now, or things that you're struggling with, or maybe even things that you're having great success with. I'd love to hear from you guys, and would love for the other agents on the call to hear from you as well. Before we get too far into it, want to make sure that we are tooting the horn for Bold. Bold is coming up. Amanda, did you get the information you needed?
So I kind of got incorrect information, but they're working on it. They're working on fixing it. So basically, like, I'm already registered, but if you're going to try to do the scholarship, you need to do that first instead of registering. I was told incorrectly, but they're trying to figure it out. It's fine.
Cool. Yeah, if you're interested, but you don't want to spend the whole thing, all of the money yourself, even though I'll nearly guarantee if you attend Bold and you do what they tell you to do and ask you to do, and what you do there in class, you should get closings and you should be reimbursed pretty quickly. But if you don't want to spend it all on yourself, then there are scholarships available, what Amanda's just speaking of there. So if you're interested, reach out to Cinnamon, Jennifer, or Tabitha for another day. Tabitha is still our team leader for one more day, and then she's gonna step down and become a regular old agent.
Just a note on that, if you are applying for the scholarship, you have to get a letter of recommendation from Tabitha, our team leader, and it's due like Sunday, so I would get on that.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's good information. Thank you. For those of you who haven't been on for me to discuss Bold with, it's incredibly impactful 7-week seminar. It's really short. For those of you that weren't on the monthly meeting call last week, the teacher is hilarious, and we'll keep it lighthearted, but it only goes from 9 to, what did they say, like 9 to 3 or something like that. It's located at Mozart's over in Clintonville, and should be a really good opportunity for us to expand our network of people that we know in the real estate community, but also force us to get into some really good best practices and help our business. So that's Bold.
How much does Bold cost?
$7.99, or you can get a scholarship for half that, so $400. And you are reimbursed with each closing that you have until January 1st. So from October 12th, I think the first class, those next 3 months, basically, anything you close on, you'll be reimbursed. So basically it's free as long as you close a couple properties. It's Tuesdays. Tuesdays are the day.
When does it start, Josh? Because I did sign up.
I believe it's October 12th.
Okay.
Is that a Tuesday? Can anyone correct me?
Yes.
Good.
So if I haven't paid anything yet, do I call the office, or?
I would call Jennifer at the office, the MCA. I don't know if she's taking it out of your or just adding it to your monthly due or what.
Okay.
All right, guys, real quickly, the next month, I've got the itinerary for next month. We're going to start talking about business planning for 2022. This is going to be exciting because we're going to do some different stuff. It's not just going to be your typical coaching call. In fact, one week, we're even going to have a little breakfast together as a team. Where that's going to be yet, I don't know, but we're going to have a breakfast somewhere. And we are going to have an opportunity to be in community with one another and to share some big ideas. We're going to allow you guys an opportunity to dream big about what 2022 can hold for you and your business and your personal lives. So I'm excited about the month of October because we will be doing business planning. And then by the end of the month, we will have a strategic plan that will allow us to hit our goals this next year. And because what we do now shows up in 90 days. We're going to get started on doing some of these best practices now. All right. On to group coaching. Who's got a problem? Bring it up. Oh, I got 99 problems.
I have a problem.
Okay.
I am still unclear on how to get a professional Facebook page.
Okay. Let me see if I can share my screen. Looks like I can. This is actually probably way simpler than you might think. I'm going to act like I know what I'm doing right here, but we're just going to all whiz through this together. Facebook. Let's see here. It's been a long time since I did this. I would imagine you go up here to probably settings,
Oh,
account.
okay. I was making it more complicated than it needed to be. I was thinking I had to go through your office.
No, you
Okay.
just,
I think you can have the pages there, Josh. Don't you just make a new page, basically?
let's see.
It's been a minute since I made mine.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Maureen, it's actually really simple. It's just going to take a little bit of messing with.
Okay,
The key is in the titling of your page. You want the title to be something to the effect of Maureen Graham, Keller Williams, Excel.
okay.
Since I already have a business page up, I'm not sure that it's going to let me easily create one. We're going to play around here. Yeah, that's just from these are the settings for my page. I want to try and start a new one.
Business suite. Uh-huh.
And if anybody else can remember, holler at us. And if you're thinking about getting on Instagram, Instagram's super simple. You can just change the name of change the title of your account.
Okay.
You may need, I don't know, if you sign in and start a new, you shouldn't have to sign out and sign back in.
I'll just fool around with it.
I think you just go to the left to where it says pages, and it gives you an option to make a new one.
Oh, okay.
But still have it linked. Because I can click back and forth between mine on the same desktop.
Oh,
So I
you
think if you just
didn't.
go to the left where it says pages, you can move back and forth.
Hey, here it is. I bet this is it. So on my desktop here, you go to this thing, it looks like a grid. It says menu. Then it says create. You can create a page right there.
Yeah.
And yeah, perfect. Thanks, Brian. So your name, page name needs to be Maureen Graham. So your professional realtor name, followed by a hyphen or whatever, and then Keller Williams Excel. Or maybe it says Maureen Graham Realtor, KW, something along those lines. You want to differentiate yourself by the broker, just so you're covering your butt.
Okay.
Category, you'll just fill out all these things. And as you're going, for me, I chose a picture of the backdrop of the city of Columbus. You can find all these art type things on Google, just search and then steal shamelessly from some images. Probably throw your headshot right here. And then you'll do a about me, and it's important to do a bio. It's important to include your phone number, your email address, etc. So pretty simple.
Okay,
Cool. Glad Brian was on.
yeah.
All right. One problem down. Who else has a problem? I got a lot of problems. Michael, what do you, what's going well for you, or what would you wish was going better?
I'm not sure. I was trying to think of stuff.
I'm not picking on you because this will go for everybody. This is the same question I'm gonna ask everybody. Do you have anything in contract right now?
No.
So let's work backwards. What do you think we could do better or more effectively or more consistently to get you into activities that would get you into contract?
I could run ads or send out postcards, get more leads.
Okay. I had a conversation with a person who's been licensed now for 90 days and has nothing going on. And he admits that he hasn't tried to do anything either. This comes fresh off that conversation. So my question for you and for everybody here, because Michael, I know you're working another job, right? Are you still working the construction?
Yeah.
40 hours plus?
Not quite 40 hours, but close to.
Okay. So when time is of the essence, my question to you is, are we in command? And you don't have to answer this right away. Are we in command? Do we have our contacts in command? And have we automated the process for us to communicate with our contacts through smart plans? The reason I say that is because our objective in real estate is to be in communication with as many people as possible. And the easiest way to do that, in my estimation, is to set something and forget about it. And smart plans are those things that you can set and forget. So Amanda, for you on your new team, if y'all didn't know, Amanda joined the Jansen group. I would assume that there are probably some systems in place where you can use smart plans and send out to your thousands of members of your newfound sphere. Not all of us have thousands of members of our sphere. And so it's still going to be important, no matter how big or small your sphere is, to reach out to them in a consistent manner. Smart plans allow us to do just that. Smart plans allow us to tag certain people or certain groups of people with specific plans. So we're gonna see what smart plans there are here. Do y'all know, first off, do you know what I'm talking about when I say smart plans? Does everybody understand what a smart plan is? It's okay. I'm just going to explain it in case you don't want to admit you don't. So a smart plan is like a drip campaign. A drip campaign is one of those things that automatically prompts you to either call, text, or whatever, but will also automatically email these people on a consistent basis. When I go to command, the fourth icon down is smart plans.
Okay.
We have access to a library full of smart plans.
Okay.
So if I wanted, let's just say, I just meet somebody, okay? And I want to put that person on what we call an 8x8 new contact management. That's going to have 8 different touches. I set this and I forget it. I set it and it's automatically going to send them 8 communications, mostly through email. If you don't like what they have to offer, you can click on these and see what they actually look like. If you don't like them, you can create your own completely if you've got the time. But this one here is building relationships and winning the real estate agent mind share battle with this 8-week plan. When you first meet somebody, you should put them on an 8-week it's called an 8x8. The reason being, research has shown that 8 touches in 8 weeks, that's 1 per week, will cement you in their minds as a realtor of choice. At the end of the day, we just need to be in the top two. We need to be Crest or Colgate for all of our prospective clients, so that when the time comes for them to have a real estate need, we are one of two agents they call. Please note how many agents are using this plan currently. 35,000 agents are using this. So if, for instance, 53,000 people are using it, let's not reinvent the wheel. There's all kinds of different things here. I love this, a back to school one for back to school time. Maybe that's just one touch, but maybe that's something you can steal shamelessly from old Jordan Devlin here, and you don't have to worry about it. Ooh. Daylight savings reminder. Steal
Oh,
shamelessly, right? There's so much good stuff here. So Michael, to go back to what's something you could be doing differently or utilizing differently to increase the awareness of your business, I really feel strongly that, especially for a full-time worker, this is where you can make an impact without spending much time. Additionally, another thing that we say is our objective is to be in front of as many people as possible. So Michael, I guess the question, and again, it's rhetorical for all of us. Where am I going today that I could shine a little bit of a light on real estate with? Am I going to my full-time job? Because odds are I'll have a lunch break or I'll be working alongside somebody. And over the course of the day, my only objective is to bring up real estate once to that person or to those people. Challenge yourselves. You're on this call because you want to increase your business, is my assumption. And I want you to increase your business because I want you to reap the benefit of being in this awesome industry. So if we're setting goals for ourselves, such as just have one conversation with each person that you're in community with each day, you're going to win in the long run. Additionally, let's say, Michael, just to keep on you, maybe you're going to hang out with some friends after work today. Can you shoehorn real estate into the conversation? Hey, how was your day, Michael? Oh, it was good. I was on my real estate coaching call. Period. Then they start asking, oh, what do you mean real estate coaching call? Well, I'm a realtor, Oh, no way. I didn't even know that. Yeah, I'm still doing it. And, I'm just looking to increase my business. These things can come up organically. It's not something we have to stress ourselves out over. For Brian, let's say you go to REI or whatever, you're working for the day. Who can you talk to about real estate? Let's say you're going to a biking tournament, mountain bike tournament, or you're doing photographs. Could you wear something that says Keller Williams, or could you wear a name tag or something? I'm just throwing examples out there. Marine, you're gonna let's say you walk the dog, or you're walking around the block. If you pass somebody, just say, did you hear Franny down the street? She sold her condo for XYZ dollars.
Yeah.
We have to be willing, if we want to get to where we want to be in this real estate industry, we have to be willing to talk about real estate.
Uh-huh.
And notice, at no point did I say, create your own real estate convention to talk about real estate. No, just do what you're already going to be doing. Michael, another thing that I would recommend for you is just to utilize social media. Social media it's low-hanging fruit. I like what Amanda does. She's not on it all the time, but she sends market updates each week. I would assume there's probably not more than maybe 10 likes on those things, but I guarantee you more people than that are watching it. More people than 10 are pausing over it and reviewing the information. And rest assured, when the time comes, it's like a nurture, it's like a long play. Very rarely are you going to put an ad out and get an immediate response. But over the course of 6 months, if you're consistent in doing that, and how long does that take you? Amanda, do the market update?
I set it up in, what's it called? In designs. So all I have to do is maybe 2 minutes. I switch out the information and then I update the photo.
So you've created a system that allows you to work efficiently. And lots of eyeballs see that. Michael, thanks for sharing. Thanks for participating there.
Um,
You have a
I have a
question?
little share
Yeah.
of those lines. My son is a recent realtor, and he's been he did a lot of the calling and the developing his contacts and all of those things, and not much has happened, and he's rather discouraged. But last week he had his first showing because his buddy from his former job, whom he had on his contact list, reached out to him and called him out of the clear blue and said, I want to buy a house. So it's kind of a nice story, you know, that like it says exactly what you were talking about. I mean, my son contacted him, you know, initially months and months and months and months ago. So that's proof that it does work.
Amen. I love that. And
Yeah.
Patrick, right? Patrick's
Yeah,
your son?
Patrick.
Yeah, I've talked with Patrick before and he didn't feel like he's getting a lot of traction, but consistency is the key here, guys. And finding time to be consistent is important. So is it in your calendar? That's the big question. So let's say, Amanda, you're now working with the Jansen team. Well, are you still finding a way to put an hour at least on your calendar after work, before work, during work? I don't know how it works at work for y'all, but are we finding time to generate our own business? And I love using Lisa Mitchell as a success story. Lisa Mitchell, who's now a member of the Millennium Group. She was on all these coachings when she first got her license nearly a year ago. And for the first 2 or 3 months, she attended all these classes, all these coaching sessions, all the office hours religiously. What was she doing? She was establishing a schedule for herself and an expectation that she was going to soak up as much information as possible. So each week when we would talk about reporting, hey, what do you got going on? It would be a lot of, oh, not much. I'm just here to listen. Oh, not much. I'm doing the work. Oh, not much. I made my 100 contacts. 3 months later, she got her first thing in contract because she kept hitting the nail. Now she's capped. She's got more business than she knows what to do with, and she's going to beat my number of sales in a year, I'm sure. And it's just because she was consistent and she did it religiously. It's an open book test, and there's no silver bullet to what we do. Consistency and practice is what's going to get us to where we want to be. So for folks like, you know, Amanda or Michael, or Brian, even working other jobs, we still need to find the time in the day. Because at the end of the day, we're in this industry where it rewards those people that grind until you don't have to grind anymore. What I mean by that is each year, this profession gets easier and easier to the point where if you really want to, if you're comfortable living on $100,000 a year, which sounds incredible to a lot of people, then you can let the phone ring after your 3rd or 4th year. I'll bank on it. If you do the things today in your first year that you know you need to do to establish some good foundation and let the whole world know that you're a realtor, your business will start to grow, and then word will go out in a multiplication fashion Because when you tell Johnny that you're a realtor, Johnny then tells 3 other people because he had such a great experience with you. That's multiplication versus what we're doing right now, which is just addition. When I call one person, I'm only touching one person. They haven't used me yet. Once they use me, then it's multiplication. Referrals come. We want to move from addition to multiplication. Only way to do that is through conducting the business consistently. What, Amanda, what are you facing right now?
Mostly, well, lead gen. I work 9 to 5 now, so I've been struggling to find the time to set aside for that. And also getting used to a new job. I think now though that we're getting towards like the end of the month is over and I've done all the closing paperwork and everything settled, it's slowing down. I should have more time even during the day to do lead gen.
You're in a unique situation and one that would require you to be on the same page with your team leader and your teammates. And it comes down to you at the end of the day, if you've not already had this conversation, we all know Joe's a great guy, and I'm sure he would love for you to bring more business to the table, not just for you, but also for his team's growth, right? So if you had an open conversation with him and said, hey, what would it look like for me to get an hour each day for lead generation for our business? I'm sure we'd find a way to get you there. Additionally, this job's going to get easier and easier for you as you progress through it, because you'll start to just know how to do it better, to your point. So there's a learning curve there. But I know you pretty well. You're a smart person. You guys will figure out the dynamic of admin versus agent probably pretty quickly. But definitely don't hesitate to have an open, honest conversation. And if Joe can hear me, is Joe there?
No, he's
Okay.
out at I think he's at one of his investment properties at the moment.
Yeah, just don't hesitate at all to have that conversation. Like, hey, what would it look like for me to generate leads for my business, which would help your business? As it stands, well, let's just say that there is no time in the day, and this will go for all of us. Let's just say you have a really busy week of personal things coming up. The question then becomes, well, what do I have coming up that I could infuse real estate into? So the question then for you, Amanda, would be like, what's coming up this weekend? It's my days off, quote unquote. You don't have to answer if you don't have anything exciting or whatever, but if you don't have anything exciting, you don't have anything going on, then maybe you decide to go door knock a neighborhood, or maybe you decide to go cold call some stuff. Maybe you decide to go attend an event or a harvest fest or whatever, and you're wearing your gear. If y'all need some gear, I just printed some shirts and I had a good experience with this company. I'm kind of excited about them. It's got my logo on it, and you guys can all come up with your own logo if you want. Your guys' stuff. Casey, I know, has some stuff with his own logo, and that's the sexy part of this business. Designing your own stuff. That's so cool. Casey, can you speak to what you've got?
Yeah, so I did, because my company name is now Cornell Consulting Real Estate and Development. And mine has, because of Horsepower Farms, it has the influence of a car in it, and the car that's in it is my old Triumph. But I figure out a color scheme and a design. And again, it's something like Josh will probably tell you, is I design the logo, and from the logo, then my business card designs and any of my marketing stuff, all is uniform, the look. And like Josh was saying, I just ordered shirts the first time for me. I'm ordering t-shirts that are actually cool. And then also some nice golf shirts also too. So, but it's minimal, the cost of it. It's surprising how little it is to have somebody do that. If anybody wants, I have a guy who will actually do the design for you, and get your logo set up for you, and then he does all my printing for me too.
Or you can design your own logo, or it can be as simple as a name or just a initial, whatever you all want. That's the fun part of the business, is thinking creatively, at least for me. Maybe you don't think it's as fun. And if worst comes to worst, just start wearing a Keller Williams shirt out. There are websites. Can you all still see my screen? Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. Look up Keller Williams shirt. There's so many options. This one is a t-shirt for 14 bucks. I like to tell you guys to play red light, green light with your finances, but $14 is kind of a drop in the bucket, and you can wear that out wherever you want. They make all kinds of different stuff. $27 for a polo. You could wear that to work. You could wear that anywhere. They make long sleeve, they make hoodies. And if you know of a local person, you can buy a blank t-shirt or polo and go get it embroidered. But our objective, if we're not comfortable just forcing real estate on people, we'll just subliminally do it through your wardrobe, through a hat, through a book bag. Get Keller Williams embroidered on your stuff. Get a magnet for your car. Gee whiz, those things aren't expensive either. Are they nerdy? It's up to you to decide. I've thought about like wrapping my car in my logo. I'm just not ready to go that far a commitment, I guess, yet. I feel it's a little extra, but it's fun too. So going back to the conversation, what are we doing this weekend? Well, infuse real estate into it. Find a way. Have a party, have people over. Any more birthdays? Is it Hermione's birthday coming up soon?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research.
Yeah. I mean, Halloween's coming up though, and isn't Halloween an awesome opportunity for us to have gatherings and to do whatever the heck we want to do? So is that bobbing for apples? Are you going to have a fall harvest fest? Or are you going to, whatever you're going to do? Brian, what's in your world? What's going on there? What's maybe something good going on? Anything good going on?
Honestly, it's been exactly 1 year to the day that I quit my old brokerage that was making my life a living hell. Definitely don't miss that at all. So kind of looking back at the last 12 months has been a really positive change.
That's awesome, man.
So yeah, that hit me today. That was good.
That'd be a good post.
Yeah.
I'll say this, like on social media, gratitude posts and like reflection posts, they do really well. And because a lot of people are cheering for you. At the end of the day, people do want to see us do well, especially our friends. I bet you'll get a lot of comments, compliments, etc.
Yeah, I think what I struggle with is getting a lot of my friends to remember that I am a realtor. Because the problem is, even within like the mountain bike community or the cycling community, there's a lot of realtors. Even I know a guy who just started at Cap Partners, who's a cyclist, and we know like all the same people. So there is always that competition, which kind of gets rough as well. Because like in my friends groups, everyone knows like 3 or 4 realtors. So that kind of makes it rough.
You need new friends. I'm just kidding. Well, then the question becomes, well, if we're in a competitive situation, how do I differentiate and distance myself from those guys? What do I provide? What do I provide that they may not? And I think what you do is really good. I think it's volunteer, I'm assuming, to do photographs and stuff. Like you're giving back of your time. Make sure people, like, you never want to toot your own horn, but you do want to make sure people are understanding, like, this is me out here because I like you. I like giving back to you. And when the time comes, would love for you to help my business grow, because you're my friend. I want to see you succeed out there on the bike or in your job. I would assume you'd like to see me succeed as well.
Yeah, and one thing I was going to start doing with that is when I post those photos for people to use, I generally have them tag me on Instagram or something. So I'm going to start having them tag my realtor page. So it's always my realtor page that shows up when people click on like, oh, who took that photo? And then it's my, goes to my realtor Instagram and they see that.
That's a
So
great,
hopefully that'll help a little bit.
awesome idea. That's just more eyeballs and free clicks.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the metrics, the last 2 races I shot and I uploaded the photos on Flickr so like people can view them. They had over 70,000 photo views in 24 hours. So need to find a way to work that in.
Wow. Huh. Does it have like photos uploaded by? Is there any way to
It's under
tag yourself?
my profile page. So yeah, I mean it's all under my name, but it doesn't say it on the actual photo.
Man, that sounds like some low hanging fruit there. I'm glad you're going that direction.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try working that in more.
Cool, man. Well, I know we're gonna hang out here in a little bit after this, and just want to challenge you to reflect positively and share your reflection online, like with your social media accounts, because I think that nothing goes further than shining a light on the positive in our lives. And the world just needs it, guys. To be honest, the world needs more positive. It's bad out there. And so anything we can do to be a light to other people, who knows who needs to read that you left a career or left a job and have been a year away and don't regret it one bit. Who needs to hear that? I'm sure there's ample amount of people out there who need to hear something positive like that because they're considering the same thing. Casey, what's good, or what are you struggling with? Anything you want to bring up here? It's group coaching. Casey has had some technical difficulties. Casey, can you hear me okay? Well, while we wait for him to come back on, I want to ask a few questions. Unless you guys have something pressing, does anybody have any questions they'd like to bring up? Okay, I would love to ask y'all, is there anything you're reading right now?
Yes.
What you reading?
Zim's History of the United States of America. It basically points out all the horrible things we've done for the last 400 years.
Whose history was it? Who wrote it?
The guy's last name is Zim, Z-I-M-M. It's a book that's been around for a long time, and they keep adding to it like every few years. But it goes all the way back to like the genocides that Columbus committed and things like that.
Wow. Huh. Well, that seems really educational and peeling the layers back. Anybody else reading anything? It doesn't have to be real estate. Like at the end of the day, we want to learn and we want to grow. So it doesn't always have to be real estate group books.
Joe says he's reading a book called Into Thin Air. Was it the Everest story?
Yeah, Everest.
What's that about, Joe?
Climbing Mount Everest.
Nice.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I'm reading a book called Artemis. It's by the author who wrote The Martian. I don't know if you've seen the movie with Matt Damon. He's on Mars. It's like his second book, I think, because I just finished his third book and loved it. So I'm going backwards.
Cool. I always love hearing good book recommendations. And the reason being, guys, like at the end of the day, we need a release. Sometime, and that question could obviously go towards real estate books or leadership books or relationship building books. but we do need a release in this industry to keep ourselves on the level. So love that you guys are expanding your minds and your horizons. I'm still reading a book on tape. So it's How to Influence People and Win Friends by Dale Carnegie. It's got great, like, just foundational principles of how to build your network of friends, but also kind of be a good leader. And in our roles here, I think that's really important. Talks about how to be a good listener, how to, even little things like smiling more consistently in your day will really have a strong mental impact on you. There you go, Amanda. That's a nice smile. We should all smile more. If Michael and Casey, if you guys are reading anything, feel free to throw it in the chat. What trends are we seeing out there, whether it's social media or marketing? Are we seeing any trends that might be interesting for the group to talk about?
I'm seeing a lot of buyers giving up as a trend.
What should we be telling those buyers right now?
Because everybody else is quitting, now's the time to stay in and wait it out.
You're
They're not
smart.
the only one.
You're smart. And so that was going to be my next question. Well, what's the market like right now? What's the market doing? Does anybody feel like they've got a finger on the pulse of things?
I think it's slowing. Things are sitting longer. They're taking longer to sell.
Mhm. I know it's slowing. I've got I've had more listings this past month than I've ever had at once. And 3 months ago, all of them would have been off the market by now. And I've still got a couple that are on the market. So what we're seeing, guys, and this is the thing that we communicate to our folks. Hey, buyers, I understand that you think that the market's still crazy hot, but here's why you need me. The market has slowed down considerably. Is it still a seller's market? Yes, it is. But instead of going up against 20 offers like we were 3 months ago, we're typically going up against either no offers or just 1 or 2 in most communities. Now, are there outliers? Absolutely. But in most situations, what we're seeing is we're seeing more listings available right now, and they're lasting longer on the market. Your buyers need to hear this. That's why we are here to educate them, to give value. So have we notified people through social media, through emails, through videos, through text, through calls to let them know, hey, the market shifted. If you're still interested, now is the best time we've had all year to buy a home. From a seller's perspective, if you got that seller who's still on the fence, you can still say, hey, we're still seeing it be a seller's market. Are things selling as quickly? In most situations, they're still selling quickly. They're still getting great offers, but you're not going to have 50 people roll through your house. That's a positive. It might just be 10. We've always got to be staying up with the pivots in the market, right? We've always got to be educating our people about the current status, because just because something was 3 months ago doesn't mean it still is today. So when, Brian, you say the trends that you're seeing are a lot of buyers dropping out, well, let's get back into touch with those people. Let's educate those people so that they can get back out there and we can get them into a great house. And as we all know, we all should know, we've had this conversation before. Real estate is a bell curve, right? So hopefully, maybe you guys can see that. No, it's terrible. Okay, a bell curve. Right now, we're on the way down, right? Because the summer happened, school went back in session, so now we're seeing more inventory with less demand. it's going to stay right about this level, most likely, unless something crazy happens with interest rates. It's going to stay like this, kind of this medium pace until January, February next year. And then it'll start to pick back up because the spring market will be here. And then boom, we're exploding again. It's all cyclical. Are we seeing any other trends? It could be anything, pop culture trends, anything.
The vaccine, what's called COVID is still a huge issue for a lot of people. A year and a half later, that doesn't seem to be slowing anything down.
That's true. It's different this go around than it was last year. I think people are just over it, right? I mean, people are learning to, aside from Starbucks that can't open their daggone doors, and aside from a lot of retailers who can't find good help right now, most people are kind of back at life as usual, just wearing a mask. Are you guys that are in the work field, are you finding it difficult to get extra help, bodies?
No.
REI is just cranking along there.
Yeah, I think people are, like, customers are being angrier about it this time than last time because they got to take the masks off for a while. So we're seeing a lot more people be a lot more combative this time around.
Michael, what about you guys in the construction field?
We're not having that much trouble. A lot of times the subcontractors will have full schedules, so that could be booked further out. But other than that, no.
Okay, good. So it's just the Starbucks that I drive to.
Matt is still having like supply chain issues and stuff like that as far as furniture goes.
I think that's everything right now, not just furniture. That's everything.
Well, so with furniture or any production items, right? You got to go back to last year. What was the status of the country back then? Well, everything shut down. So what's going to happen a year from now when all that stuff should have been produced and shipped? We're just waiting on it. And it's the same with real estate. If we're tying it back into real estate, what you did 90 days ago isn't going to show up until just now. So if we've got nothing in contract right now, then what were we doing 90 days ago that put us in this current predicament? And what can we do today to impact 90 days out? We got 10 minutes left. Other trends. One thing that I'm seeing a lot on social media is this or that, like a lot of voting opportunity things. I don't know if you guys pay any attention to my social media, but we've been doing that for a couple months now, and I'm starting to see a lot more people do the this or that. What it promotes is interaction with your page. So like Amanda, I know that you're pretty active on on Instagram, and it's really easy to create like a poll or a list of questions where people can interact with your posts or your stories. I would encourage us to get more into that. If it's a trend that other people are using, why not use it ourselves? It's good because you're not only interacting with people, but you're also gaining visibility to who's interacting with your page. And so these are people that maybe need to be reached out to. Creating a story and a poll or question is super, super duper simple. Does anybody want to see how to do that?
Sure.
Why not?
Okay. So on Instagram, got some crazy lady here. Okay, we got my newest team member, Mr. Vic there. He's riding a motorbike or whatever. Up here, you can either add a story from your little logo, or you can go up here, this plus sign. The little plus sign in the square. Click on that. And let's say I want to create a story. At the bottom of the screen, it says story, post, reels, or live. Joe, you need to listen to this. Go to story. It's going to ask you, it's going to bring up a picture of your screen. So you can actually take a photo right now, or you can go into your Rolodex of photos. Click on let's just say I'm going to do a coffee voting thing. Okay, I got the picture that I want. You can recrop it by using 2 fingers to make it bigger, make it smaller, whatever you want, whatever your aesthetic is. I'm going to say something to the effect of, are you a coffee drinker? In order to do that, look at the logos up top. It's the little smiley face square guy. There's all kinds of crazy stuff you can do from that smiley face square guy. This one right here. Boop. The things that pop up, and I'm sorry, this is so ridiculously ghetto here. Location, so that will pinpoint your location. Mention, that'll mention a person, place, or thing. Hashtag will promote it to different pages. But then you see down here, poll. I'm going to do a poll. It says ask a question. Let's say, are you a coffee drinker? Just type in, are you a coffee drinker? You can do that, and then you can leave it yes, no, or you can change the answers. When you're done and you liked it, you can reposition where that's at. You can make it crooked, you can make it bigger, you can do whatever. You just play with your screen. When you're done, down here at the bottom, you can put it right on your stories. Boop. If I touch that, people would start interacting. And I'll guarantee you, a question as simple as this, half the people only answer the question because they want to know what other people's answers are. So as soon as you answer that question, it's going to show up the percentage of people that agree with you or take the other side. So that's an example of a poll. You can do the same thing with questions. So if you have a quiz for somebody, like what was on this day 10 years ago, what was the #1 show on TV? Do you think that would get interaction if you gave people the ability to vote on that? Yeah. It's pop culture stuff. It doesn't all have to be real estate related. In fact, I'd encourage you to not do all real estate related stuff. Change it up. Go 30% real estate, 70% personal, but use it. It's a trend, and a trend means that a lot of people are doing it. Do we want to be up with the trends, or do we want to be a dinosaur who's getting left behind? I'd say I'd like to be up with the trends. All right, 5 minutes left, guys, of group choice conversation. Does anybody have any fun things coming off of last week's holiday planning call that you're going to plan to do in your business for the holidays? Nobody's got anything? Amanda, have you guys on your team, don't give me what you're doing, but have you started talking about holidays coming up on your team?
Very briefly, we don't have anything planned.
Okay, but it's something that's come up, right? So it's important to get on the front side of these things. We talked about it last week. If you didn't get a chance to attend last week's call, go back and look at the recording. It was all about holiday planning. Casey, you're always really creative. You got anything going on these holidays? Man, poor Casey's having connection issues. All right, we got 3 minutes left. I'm going to share some stuff that I'm doing. So we are going to actually cut back from what we did last year. I think it's really important for you to focus on 1, maybe 2 things for the holidays, not like 10 things. Focus on cheap things. So we are, by Monday, we're nailing down a Thanksgiving give back volunteer type event where we're gonna have different people go in different shifts. Our objective is to get 30 people to participate in this, and it will all be volunteering. And guess how much that costs? $0. People want to work with people that give back. So we're gonna make sure that we're drumming up a lot of interest in this through that. In December, that's gonna be November, week of Thanksgiving, most likely. And then in December, we're gonna do our homeless care package fundraiser. I'm gonna be pairing with a lot of other realtors, hopefully. That's my plan, to spread this over Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, so that we're hitting different cities and we're giving back to people in need in those cities. So through us doing a good deed, we're not only promoting our business, we are promoting referrals and a referral network by reaching out to other realtors in different cities. What's one of the largest growing cities in the entire country? Columbus, Ohio. So when those people in Indianapolis know of somebody moving to Columbus, my objective from that, from doing a good deed, would be to also increase my business capability by having potential referral partners. So there's always an ulterior motive, and yet the number one thing is doing good in our community, and not being afraid necessarily to let people know that you're doing good, because we want them to do good too. It goes back to what we were talking about earlier with Brian. When you shine a light on the good that's going on in this world, a lot of people want to follow suit. So we can really impact this world just by doing a little bit of good. Go impact the world today, folks. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for joining us. Ta-ta.